8th gen CPU gaming laptops are finally here in full force, and all the big brands are launching their portable gaming machines. Asus is no exception, but they're doing things their own way with their new addition to the Zephyrus family. The first version of the Zephyrus stood out due to its unique cooling solution, and that hasn't changed here. The Zephyrus GM501 keeps the same basic design, but adds an 8th gen CPU, a high refresh rate G-Sync display, and a full GPU for serious performance in a unique and attractive chassis. The brushed aluminum textured panels that make up the chassis give it an aggressive sensibility, and the bright ROG branding makes it clear that this laptop is designed for gaming. It's also surprisingly small, considering the power inside. At about 3/4 of an inch thick and 5.5 pounds, it's a far cry from the beefy gaming laptops we've seen in the past. The first version of the Zephyrus had an unusual keyboard layout, but Asus has gone with a more classical 10-key layout here. The keyboard lights up with 4 zones of RGB, and you can sync up all your color preferences with other Asus products for a consistent look. The display on the Zephyrus GM501 is serious business. This 15.6-inch 144Hz refresh rate panel has a 3 millisecond response time and G-Sync, meaning the 10 series Nvidia GPU will communicate with the display to eliminate screen tearing and latency. This is one of the nicest gaming panels we've seen on a laptop, and shows that Asus is serious about pushing the Zephyrus as a gamer's go-to machine. You can't game without good hardware, so let's talk specs. The model we have here has 16GB of RAM, plenty of storage, and a powerful 6-core Intel i7-8750H CPU, which is all very nice. But the star of this show is a full-powered Nvidia GTX 1060 with 6GB of RAM. This is not the dialed-back Max-Q 1060, this is the full version, and that means increased performance. If a full 1060 still isn't enough, Asus has you covered with a 1070 option as well. A full-size GPU is very much appreciated, but it also means things are going to heat up. Luckily, Asus has a clever solution for that issue. One of the most interesting features of the Zephyrus M is the active aerodynamic system that Asus designed with Nvidia. When you open the Zephyrus M, an intake is revealed underneath, and hot air is blown out the vents on the sides of the chassis. This unique cooling system hasn't changed much since the last version of the Zephyrus, though Asus redesigned the fans for this model so they're a little thinner. That means more blades, more efficient cooling, and more frames for you. The Zephyrus M also uses adaptive cooling technology, meaning if you're browsing Reddit, the fans won't be on, but when you boot up Assassin's Creed, the fans will be ready to do their thing. And speaking of adapting, sometimes it's important to prioritize battery over graphics when you aren't playing. This new Zephyrus uses graphics switching, which allows the laptop to change over from G-Sync to Optimus mode automatically, so you don't have to worry about the GPU using juice when you don't need it. The Asus ROG Zephyrus M stands out from the pack with a high-end gaming display, a full performance GPU, and an inventive cooling solution. It might not be the lightest gaming PC on the market, but it's one of the prettiest and most powerful. If you're looking to up your game with Asus, the ROG Zephyrus M is absolutely worth checking out.